Good morning. Good Saturday morning. Great Saturday morning if you like clear skies and heat. Excessive heat.
Yeah.
Looks like coming up this week.
95 feels like 103, right?
Yeah, it's all the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
Once it gets above 90,
Anything above 90
probably
is
85 for me.
just a matter of degree.
Going to be a rough one this week. Stay cool. Oh, let's just go ahead and get Butch fired up if he's awake first thing this morning.
He may not be.
Game 7.
Ooh,
A Game 7 coming up.
who thought it?
NBA Finals. I don't. Somebody tell me, and it's probably going to be Brett or Lenny. I don't know if Mike follows as close.
I kind of been following this one a little closer than usual.
But here's this one. Don't just deal with this one. This question is, when's the last time we had a Game 7 in the NBA Finals? Did Cleveland go to a Game 7 a couple years ago, or did they go to Game 7?
I don't think we've had one since 2016. Is that right?
It's been more than a couple years.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, LeBron's been in L.A. for like
Right.
seven,
Yeah. Well,
7 or 8
my
years
couple
now.
can mean a lot,
But yeah, they did beat Golden State in 7 games.
Did they?
They did.
The year that Cleveland won, it went 7.
Yeah.
And Golden State blew a 3-1 lead.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And it happened on Golden State's floor, too.
one time I was pulling for Cleveland.
Yeah, I pulled for them every time they played Golden
Yeah,
State.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I pull for
Ganging
whoever
up on
plays.
me.
I pull
Ganging
for
up on
whoever
me.
plays Golden State.
I know, because you don't like
They've got two.
Draymond.
They got two and one more.
Staff.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care for staff.
Yep. Yep. The Golden Child gets by with throwing his mouthpiece up in the bleachers and things like that. And no.
Well, now, I can't defend Draymond, that's for sure. I mean,
Hey, if he didn't talk and he just played his game, super player. Super player.
he could score 2 points, but still he matters.
But yeah, I was just wondering when the last time was we had a Game 7, and
It's been a while.
I honestly thought that on whatever night it was this week that they played most recently, Game 6, I just figured that the Thunder would finish them off, and boy,
Yeah.
that was the wrong thought. The first time I looked at the score, the first time I saw the score, whatever night was that, Wednesday night or Thursday night? Thursday.
Yeah,
Thursday night.
Thursday.
It was 30 points. It was right at 30.
20-some in the first half, second quarter.
It's amazing how many blowouts there are in some 7-game series.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think they're that even that they're going to go 7, that most of
they'll all be closely contested.
Yeah.
It looks like 2016 was the last one. Last Game 7.
The reason I know that, I was watching Get Up this week, and that was one of their questions.
I didn't know you got up early enough to hear Get Up.
Right, I get up right at the tail end of it, around 9:30, 9:45.
Oh, man.
If I'm lucky.
I would.
And I think I heard that like 4 out of 20 road teams have won,
4 out of 20.
something like that, have won Game 7. So home teams are pretty dominant. But the road team did win that one, the Cavs beating Golden State.
I actually could see it happening in this one. I mean,
Yeah, it's hard to predict.
if I was
what's
a
gonna
betting
happen in
man,
this.
I'm not going to bet on Indiana.
Not at
But
not
I know
at
what you're saying.
OKC.
But I could see it happening because, I mean, this is it. When it's a one game, winner take all one game, I mean, just anything can happen. And,
Sure.
the health of the players matters. Halliburton, he's not 100%, right?
No.
Not going to be 100%, but he did play in Game 6.
He had 14.
14 points. And it's just, I've just been amazed at the scores. In a series that's supposed to be this close, some of the games being 20 points, 30 points. I don't know.
Well, the first game went down to the last shot, but that's really been it, right?
Is it? Yeah, and that
Pretty
was
much. Yeah.
honestly. I mean, that should have been a Oklahoma City win, right?
Yeah.
They basically just blew it.
Yeah.
let it get away. But then again, you give credit to Indiana for hanging in there, playing the entire game. Is Rick Carlisle is the best NBA coach since who? He gets a lot out of his guys. He makes the right decisions at the right time. It seems like.
Yeah.
Can shuffle things up.
Now, he was really getting blasted though for allowing Halliburton to keep playing in the game at OKC. Wasn't he? Only had 4 points and 0 for 6 from the field. But
don't you think that was he didn't make that decision all on his own. Obviously he talked to Halliburton himself. I'm sure they discussed it. I don't know. He wants in the game as much as he can.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Who's that unfair to? The player? Could he have injured it worse?
Yeah.
I mean, could he? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know the answer to that. If he could
was it,
have.
a strained calf? I don't know.
How close to 100% will he be for Game 7?
Well, my guess is he'll probably be at least as good as he was for Game 6, if not better, right? I mean,
Yeah,
they take 2 weeks between each game. I mean, you do have time to recover. A little bit.
He obviously wasn't 100% in Game 6.
No.
He didn't play a lot, and he played okay. He wasn't really special
14,
in Game 6, but.
So in Major League Baseball, you can play a 7-game series in 9 days. Okay.
And this is
how long
3
is this
weeks.
one? Is it
Seems
really?
like it.
I just wonder
it's
how long.
Didn't it start
Game 1 was June 5th.
June
Wow,
the 5th.
It's going to end up on the 22nd.
Yeah. A little more than 2
Well,
weeks.
And then 3 days later, the NBA draft.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is it come that quickly?
25th, I think. Isn't that
It's
right?
this week.
So, yeah.
This week.
It's 18 days for this series.
Mike Painter says, "Good morning, STG." Good morning to Mike Painter
Good morning.
as
Mike.
well. Yeah, I'm glad to have him listening in this morning. NBA playoffs. It's it's not every day you get a Game 7. We just talked about that a little bit. If you just tuned in, at how long it has been, the amount of years it's been. 2016. Is that what you?
Yeah.
2016, the last time we had a Game 7, and that was even more rare.
2013 before that, LeBron won both of those.
I just wonder how many times that teams have come back in the NBA playoffs because that one was a 3-1 deficit.
Mm-hmm.
That seems rare too.
Oh yeah.
I could see that happening more in baseball
Right.
than in basketball for sure. I get another one here. Monty Mosteller. Good morning, Monty. Good morning, STG. He says.
Good morning,
well.
Butch. He is watching.
Good.
himself on
Good.
Facebook.
Yep. He's not giving an opinion yet, though, right? On the Game 7 and which way it will go. It seems to me like if anybody can win on the road, it is Indiana. If anybody could win a Game 7 on the road, it is Indiana, just with their mindset, their coach's mindset.
Yeah, I can see Indiana playing real loose and Oklahoma City kind of feeling the pressure from.
Well, how about Jalen Williams? He went from a 40-point night to he pretty well stunk it up in Indiana, didn't he? I mean, he didn't do much.
Yeah, 16 points.
Yeah.
6 for 13. Yeah, that game just seemed like it was over
early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City they kind of gave up at halftime.
There've been a couple of them's been over early. What's how many games have been within 10 points? Well, we know Game 1.
Yeah,
Mike
Game 1
mentioned
sticks out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it makes me wonder about the
Yeah. Indiana won by 1. Oklahoma City won by 16. Indiana by 9.
Woo, barely made the cut there.
Oklahoma City by 7. Oklahoma City by 11.
Mm.
And then Indiana by 17, but that could have been 30 or 40.
So that's
Game
three
6.
games under,
Yeah.
3 single digit.
Only one possession game.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of times, really, though, I mean, these games can be 1 or 3, 1, 2, 3 point game, and all of a sudden balloon out to 7 or 9 in a hurry because, the way you have to play at the end of the game. I'm just trying to foul people, get them to the line, try to save some clock, go down rush, and put up a bad shot. So, let's see. Ned says, yes, sir, those guys can never be mistaken for hockey players. Congratulations, NHL champions, Florida Panthers, the Checkers affiliate, or affiliated with that. I'm missing the point there, I guess.
No, the Checkers were in the playoff series, were they not?
I'm missing the point. Is he calling basketball players soft compared to hockey players? Because Halliburton played. What else he got to do to not be considered?
Yeah.
Soft?
Okay, so he's saying he's soft.
I don't know. He said they can never be confused as hockey players.
Right.
So, but I agree, because basketball team would probably beat the hockey team by 100 points, and the hockey team would outscore the basketball team, probably 20 to nothing.
Yeah.
And
And the basketball players have all their teeth.
now, which sport has more fights?
Definitely hockey.
Yeah, it is.
I think basketball would have as many as hockey if they just let them fight like hockey does.
Yeah, let them just stand back for a few minutes.
If you if you could fight without having to worry about the punishment, being suspended.
Yep. Do they get anything in hockey? Penalty box for?
I guess
10
I don't
maybe,
really know.
Something like that. What's the average?
I'd
be interesting to
tried
know.
to watch some hockey. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard
very tough.
when you didn't have it growing. To me, I mean, it's like when you didn't have it growing up.
Right.
He says time. NBA takes forever. Okay, he's talking about the time of the
hockey doesn't have as many days off.
Weeks and for 7 games. I wasn't criticizing it for taking that long. If they can drag it out that long and leave it interesting, that's okay. I'm okay with that. And I'm sure that somebody like Halliburton doesn't mind at all that getting 2 to 3 days off in between games.
I don't know. Hockey took 14 days.
Did it?
To play 6 games. They didn't even make it 7 games and took 14 days.
And we're on day what here?
It's going to be 18 days for 7 games.
Very close there, Ned. If hockey would have played one more, I wonder if it would have been
They had
3 days later, 2 days later.
They had twice. They had 1 day off, and then between all the other games, they had 2 days off, like basketball is doing.
So it's about the same schedule, pretty much. About the same schedule. We know, I mean, baseball, they just travel one day. They travel usually after the game that night, travel overnight and play 2 days later. But
David, it's starting to, because of TV now, you can almost have like 2 starters and get away with it now in some of this baseball, because now they're extending it now. Used to be like, say, you was playing a little more than a week.
Well,
you could play a 7-game almost.
I'm a big baseball fan, but let's face it, it don't have the wear and tear on the body that the basketball and the hockey does. You're not out there running, you're sprinting. Basically you're sprinting in those 2 sports the entire time.
The whole time.
And there's a lot of standing time. One thing I do like, this is going to switch everything totally, but I saw something last night that pertains to this that I'd never seen before. I think it was last night's game. But the pitch clock, I like it. I saw a guy last night not even get his 3rd pitch, not even get his 3rd strike because he wasn't in the box. Who should be ready first, the pitcher or the batter? And which way does the rule state it? Because the pitcher by no means was ready to throw the ball, but the batter was not in the box yet, and the umpire just said, "Clock's out. You're out. Strike 3." I don't even remember which game it was, who it was playing, but it was a first for me. I don't know.
It should be easier for the batter to be ready first. I don't know what the rule is.
Yeah, I agree.
But.
I agree. I mean, what's the, he don't have to go through any signs. The catcher giving him the signs and things like that. So yeah, I would say that should be the case. The batter should be in the box, and I'm guessing that's it. The pitcher don't have to be on the rubber and ready to throw till that batter is in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I totally don't know all the details on the rule. But that's the first time I'd seen that, and you should have seen the dejected batter. And his face, I mean, he didn't really argue it or anything. He, I mean, it is what it is. He knew the clock ran out.
Mm-hmm.
But, so what I learned was you can have it didn't happen this way, but he could have had a strikeout by throwing only 2 pitches. And that might break a record of some sort to do that. All right, who you got?
Yeah, the immaculate inning doesn't even have to take 9 pitches anymore.
Yeah.
You don't have to take any.
No, it could be 0 pitches. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would be incredible to see that. Who you guys got? Game 7.
I'm gonna have to go with the home team this time. I mean, that's.
If I was a betting man,
that's what I am.
I had to put money on it. Yeah,
but like you said, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
No.
Indiana won.
Yeah.
I mean, but I
think it's a toss-up. I just hope it's a good game. I hope it's not one of these that's over by halftime.
25-point lead in the first half.
Neither team in their current home has won an NBA championship, right? I think wasn't the Thunder from Seattle?
Yeah.
And Seattle won
They did.
a world championship back in the day.
8, 9, in there, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Sigma?
Gus Williams, Jack Sigma.
Yeah. But in there, how long have they been in Oklahoma?
Close to 20 years.
Really?
Has it been that long? Wow.
With no
I
championship.
think it's like 17, 18 years.
Yeah.
Yep. The Seattle Supersonics.
Who was their first coach?
Don't
when
exist
they moved
anymore.
to OKC, or was a continuation of the Seattle coach? It's a bit of trivia I was wondering about.
I don't know.
So you don't know the answer.
I don't know the
You
answer.
don't-
Yeah, does anybody know?
Yeah, I don't.
I remember Billy Donovan coached them for several years.
I would say that had to be after the move.
But I don't
right?
think he was the first.
Yeah.
No.
Just off
Yeah.
Scott Brooks was before him. He coached 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who was Seattle's coach during their.
It says P.J. Carlissimo is who
PJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
When they
who
moved.
took them from.
Seattle
But when they
Yeah.
won their titles, who was the coach?
was
Dr. Jack didn't coach them, did
no,
he?
he's Portland.
Okay.
Was it
Right area.
Wilkins?
Right area.
Was it Lenny
Yeah,
Wilkins?
Lenny
maybe?
Wilkins.
Lenny Wilkins.
Lenny Wilkins was the coach when they won. Did they only win one championship?
They might have won 2. I can't remember. It was
Who were their main guys when they won that one in Seattle?
like you said, Jack Sigma.
Sigma.
Gus Williams was one of the guards, I think.
What was the really good guy from Oregon? Well, I think he was from Oregon and played
Gary
for-
Payton.
Yeah, that's who I'm thinking about. He didn't ever
Yeah.
win a title, did he?
Nah. They made it to the finals one year. Lost to
And
the
there was
Bulls.
somebody else really good on that team.
Sean Kemp.
Sean Kemp.
Sean Kemp.
That's it.
That's right.
Yeah. Maybe the.
Yeah, they won it in 79.
I said 78, 79.
Sean Kemp just looked like a guy you didn't want to guard.
Did they beat Washington?
Or want
Yeah.
to guard you.
Washington Capital has bullets in.
Yeah, the
The
Bullets.
Phil Chenier and Wes Unseld.
Dennis Johnson, MVP.
You didn't want to
Dennis
guard
Johnson,
Unseld
Dennis
either.
Johnson was the good guard for Seattle. You're right.
Yeah, there's a lot you didn't want to. People you didn't want to guard or have them guard you.
Wes
like-
Unseld was only 6'6" as a center,
As a
right?
center.
3/4 of the Pistons
Hayes, he probably.
Elvin
played-
Hayes was on that
Elvin
team.
Hayes.
Alvin Hayes.
did not want you didn't want
Yeah.
any of the Pistons to guard you back in the day.
No.
Mike Reardon played on that. I don't know if he played on that class in that group or not.
Yeah. Nobody going with Indiana, so guess what? Indiana's probably going to win
Yeah.
here and prove us all wrong. I don't know if they can or not, but
You said Carlissimo was when they moved, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say, didn't the guy play at State? He coached in there.
But it looked like Carlissimo only.
Nate
McMillan, that's right.
Yeah.
Carlissimo only coached 13 games in Oklahoma City. And then, so I don't know if he got I guess he got fired early in the season, and Scott Brooks took over. And Scott Brooks is who took them to the finals when they lost to Miami.
The three-headed monster.
Yeah, Durant, Harden, and I was thinking Oklahoma City, Durant, Harden, and Westbrook.
You guys help me with what Butch is point. I think Butch is cracking on us this morning, so you guys help me here. I have heard people joining in saying, "Good morning, STG." So are you guys officially using that moniker now, like the NBA? What's the NBA's moniker?
I don't know.
Not officially, no. I'll say that. There's nothing official here.
No.
Nothing official here, except for the love of sports, right? The love of sports. Oh,
love
man.
of the game.
For the love of the game.
As Kevin Costner said in the movie.
Has he been in 20 sports movies, seems like?
Yeah, I got a little question for you I heard on another podcast. The one sports movie that always makes you cry.
Oh, I don't know. Brian's song.
Probably.
Is that going to be the universal answer?
So this was just like there was no answer. It was just.
No, they gave their top 5.
Oh, did they? Was Brian's song in the top 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that one day. That, yeah. Hard to
Well,
be
he
human and watch
said-
that one and not cry.
When Gail Sayre says, "I love Brian Petro,
That's right,
and I
yeah.
want you to love him too,"
Yeah.
that does it for me.
There was a made-for-TV movie, too.
Now I get.
Won the Heisman Trophy at Penn Capoletti.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
for Joey, I believe.
Something
Yeah.
for Joey, that's right.
was
It was about his brother, right?
Younger brother.
yeah.
Maybe older brother. I don't even know.
Younger,
who.
I believe.
Here's one that
Seemed
made
like
the
it was.
top 5, Rudy, but I didn't really cry at that. I mean, Brett may have, being a Notre Dame fan, but I don't know.
Me and Lenny didn't cry at Fever Pitch. Butch has got a whole another thing he's going with here. It's because all the players in the NBA are going by initials. Are we just going by initials?
Was he talking about it?
STG.
SGA.
Yeah. SGA, SGT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the announcer's got to go with SGA. I mean, he's got 3.
It takes too long to say the
It's
rest.
too long to say his full
something else.
name.
Okay. So, we're going to take our first break here in just a couple minutes, but what we'll do is that'll be our topic of the morning here. The best known players in sports by their initials.
By their initials.
Yeah, by their initials. And right now, I mean, the NBA's hot right now. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
LBJ is not Lyndon Baines Johnson,
Yeah.
Mike Powell.
No.
But think of those. Think of those in any. And is basketball the king when it comes to that, being known by Brett's shaking his head already
I think so.
that it probably is being known by initials. MJ comes to mind.
Oh, yeah, MJ.
There's quite a few out there. That and this didn't just start recently. It may be more prevalent now than it was.
Dr. J.
Dr. J. Would you say that's
Not exactly an initial, but
wouldn't he be DJ?
KD.
KD. Yeah.
KD.
LBJ still comes to mind. There's right off the bat. I can't even think of somebody. Basketball has to be the top of the list with this. I can't even think of somebody in the other sports
Well, I can, but that's because I'm a Red Sox fan.
Well, then I should be thinking of it.
JBJ.
JBJ.
Jackie Bradley Jr.
RG3.
Yeah, South Carolina man.
RG3. Don't forget that
RG3. Yeah.
RG3.
Or as they call him on Dan Patrick, Robert Griffin Jr. the third, or something like that. Somehow somebody one day called him that by accident, and it stuck. And it's been going on.
I mean, it's a great, acronym for him, RG3.
Yep. Brett, you want to go first?
Sure.
Sure, I like the sure over there.
Oh, I want to say hello to Michael Christopher.
Wow.
Remember him?
Well, of course.
Absolutely.
My memory's not as bad as yours, Mike.
Yeah.
Obviously, it probably is.
Lincoln had a stint at the Lincoln Times News. Hello, Michael. Hope all is well.
Yep. Hadn't seen him in a while.
I know he's in South Carolina, I think. But
well, we'll forgive him for that.
yeah, we'll try to.
What you got, Brett?
Love is but a song we sing.
That's good enough for me. I don't know it, but that's enough lyrics. We'll be back in a moment. Thanks for tuning in.
Dr. John Cloninger III is celebrating 25 years of practice here in Lincolnton. Dr. Cloninger's pedigree originates from his father, mother, and uncle and continues with his brother and cousin. The name is an icon in the field of dentistry. Dr. Cloninger has dedicated himself to his patients and community and continues to lead by example. He has heard his whole life, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. He wants to sustain the family name and proceed by offering the best reasonable treatment possible. Dr. John Cloninger III, 904 Doncha Drive in Lincolnton. Call 704-735-0765.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit MooneyInsurance.com.
Make 2025 the year you move into your new home from Key Builders of Lincoln. Let Key Builders help you make your dream home a reality and do it this year. Visit them online at keybuildersnc.com and check out their photo galleries. They are a licensed general contractor with over 20 years of building history and experience. Make 2025 the year of your new home. See your dream come true at Key Builders, 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook too.
Stop by Lowe's Home Improvement in Lincolnton for great deals on the items you need. Is it time to freshen up your lawn? Select potting soil from Miracle Grow and Stay Green. Buy 3 bags, get 3 bags free. Need to feed your lawn? Get a free bag of Scott's Green Max with a purchase of Bag Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action. Freshen up your exterior with select exterior paint and stain. Buy 2, get 1 free. All offers good while supplies last. Lowe's Home Improvement in Lincolnton, your go-to stop for all things around the house.
You guys having a party too?
Yeah, just having some friends over for the game. Is that safe?
More plugs, more power.
You're all ready for the game. 4 new outlets, all with USB, and the projector's hooked up to a new dedicated line.
Oh, heck no.
What happened to the game? He likes to do it all himself, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's Bob Malarkey.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Zeus Auto Repair and Performance at 1122 South Aspen Street in Lincolnton now have 4 North Carolina licensed state inspectors on site. Need automotive work? They are the best. Oil changes, brakes, car detailing, and suspension work. You'll be in and out before you know it. Stop in and see the guys at Zeus Auto Repair and Performance at 1122 South Aspen Street in Lincolnton. Hours of business, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 704-240-3061. Zeus Auto Repair and Performance.
Notary services available on site as well.
anybody got it?
Welcome back. Sports Talk. David, Brett, Mike, Lenny here with you. Beautiful Saturday morning if you like clear skies and heat.
Well, I like clear skies after what we've had.
You know, it's rained for like 19 of the last 25 days, probably. 20 of the last 20. It's just rained.
And that's
rain,
when the
rain,
weeds
rain.
really get going.
And now look out, they're saying, you know, I don't know when we'll see our next one, but if it's going to be, you know, we don't have any storms anymore that aren't just bad.
I know.
You know, I mean, it seems like all of them now. And now if we're going to get
the new reality
up to 100 degrees, can you imagine what the next storm will be like? Brett's lyrics were,
"Love is but a song we sing, fear's the way we die."
well, now that I've already looked, I know it, you know, I mean, I should have got it. I should have got it. But I forgot to, I was talking to Lanny about something, and I just totally forgot to think about the lyrics. But Ned says, Brett's is an old 60s song. Don't know the group or the title, but there's
right
something
about
he said there's something about Come On People. But now this one, Butch Parker, he's just all over
He's all over it.
His words are, love Brett's opener.
Yeah.
The Young Bloods. Get
Jesse,
together.
Colin Young, and the
Get
Young
together.
Bloods.
Yep. What else did they do?
Get together.
What was another one of theirs? They had more than the one hit, didn't they?
Yeah,
or am
they
I wrong?
They were kind of in that counterculture thing.
That was a Vietnam type time.
Yeah.
Song.
That song was
right?
kind of a hippie anthem,
yeah,
so to speak.
You ever a hippie, Mike? I can't see you as a hippie.
Yeah, I hate I missed Woodstock. I didn't even know what was going on until I read about it, and I'm gone it.
Lenny could have been a hippie. Was you a hippie in the day? What was the longest your hair
my
ever
hair
was?
was long.
Was it?
But not down below my shoulder, nothing like that.
But I think everybody's hair was longer.
And now
very few people.
Anything goes.
Anything goes now. Is that the way it is?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm scared to ask Micah, for instance, when Mike says anything.
Well,
goes.
I mean, no, there is no one prevalent hairstyle.
Nah, it doesn't matter. Some people cut it down to the bare minimum.
Yep.
Brett?
Some people
Lenny?
wear man buns, right?
Yeah.
Mike mentioned Jesse Colin Young.
Yeah.
Do you know he just died a couple months ago?
I know. Yeah, he was.
Is that where their name came from?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that wasn't his real name.
Oh.
That was just his
stage name.
band name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perry Miller is his real name. He died in Aiken, South Carolina a couple months ago.
Wow. Always there's you can watch true TV shows. You can watch, listen and hear about famous people's deaths. 75% of the time, there's a tie to one of the Carolinas.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like. I don't know.
Well, yeah, this is off subject a little bit, but yesterday was the 50th anniversary of the Jaws.
Yes.
Yep. It was.
Now you're going to tie that to the Carolinas too?
Well,
it was on one of the network
guy that
channels
was the
last
mayor,
night.
Murray Hamilton,
Mm-hmm.
was born in
the mayor of
in Amity.
Amity Beach.
Was born, and of course in he was born in Washington, North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
And he died in Washington, North
He
Carolina.
went back home.
And that was who?
Murray Hamilton.
And his role in that
He was the mayor.
He was the mayor of Amity Island.
And he was also the
I can picture him. I can see him.
in The Graduate with Dustin Hoffman. He was the daddy of Allie McGraw.
He was the daddy of
Allie McGraw. What was the
No, it was actually Catherine Ross.
Catherine Ross, yeah. He was the father.
Yeah, he's the husband of course of Mrs. Robinson.
Of Mrs. Robinson, yeah.
Cuckoo Cuckoo. But yeah, Murray Hamilton. I didn't know it.
Well, I didn't know that till yesterday.
You got to get Daniel Barefoot on that one.
I just ran across that.
Richard says that we mentioned the Young Bloods, and he said he thought about Johnny Fish. You guys know? Are you guys familiar with Johnny Fish?
I'm
Johnny
with
Fish.
Country
This is
Joe
even.
and the Fish.
This goes great with Jaws. Johnny Fish and the Fins.
Yeah.
See
heard of
if,
Country
see if
Joe
Mike
and the
knows
Fish.
that one. It's a good song, Johnny Fish and the Fins. I do not know
Fish and the
Johnny
Fins.
Fish
No, I don't know that one.
and the Fins, but I will check it out.
The Country Joe and the Fish are the ones that came up with the Fish anthem. You know.
The Fish anthem.
Yeah. Nah, I can't tell it all.
All I can see when you say that is that those about 20 years ago, those bass that you had on the wall that
being a singer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly what run through my mind, Dave.
That's the only thing I could think about. I hadn't seen one of those things in a while. The singing fish mounted on the wall. A good gimmick there.
They call it the Fish Cheer. That band did.
The Fish Cheer. I don't. How many?
Give me an F. You know, you think you know what I'm talking about.
I'm just trying to sit here and think of go back to. I want to get back on the initials.
Yeah.
We hadn't got that
I got
many.
off on the Jaws.
Yeah, of all the people we
it's
talked
exacerbated, hadn't it?
about. Yeah, all the people we talked about. You know, did you go to the movie to see Jaws?
I did.
I did too.
I did too.
I remember going.
I
to the
remember
movie.
going to the Carolina and Hickory to see it.
I'm pretty
the
sure
old
I was
one,
at the
yeah.
Century.
Of course.
Yeah.
I might have been at the beach. I was talking about that last night because it was on down there all summer that year at Myrtle
It
Beach.
changed everything.
So after you saw it, did you go in the water?
I was supposed to say I can't remember where I saw it.
Did it keep anybody that's listening here that's old enough when Jaws came out? Did
you
it
had to
keep
think
you?
You had to think about it.
You know what? I heard people say they wouldn't. I heard when they were interviewing some people the other day about it, said they wouldn't even get in a swimming pool for a while.
Well,
oh, that's really
old Mark Packer's line: when you stick your toe in the water, tip of the water, you're the visiting team.
Visiting team. That's right.
I heard. There's been. Shark bites.
Oh, yeah.
They had something that for some reason they were showing Hilton Head on the news, but it wasn't. The most recent one was like in Florida where a little girl got.
But I think both were this week. I think the one in Hilton Head was earlier this week.
But here was the people of the towns, that want to promote their beaches and want people to come and all that.
Yeah,
they were promoting it with, well, the odds are low. We got 1 million people in the water and only 2 are getting bit a year.
Yeah,
that don't make me want to go. If they tell you two are getting bit per year.
Well, that's the way it was in the movie. The mayor was trying to play it down, wasn't
right?
He didn't. He wanted those tourist dollars.
Tourist dollars.
Yeah.
Now they did make a good point because one of the mayors or something I saw said, these sharks aren't here really to eat people. If they were, they've got a buffet out there.
Yeah,
I thought that's a heck of a way to put it.
Buffet out there. Most famous line from Jaws, in your view?
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Need a bigger boat.
That's the only one I can actually remember.
Yeah, the rest of them were screams.
Yeah. And just think about how many TV shows, especially sitcoms and stuff, have used that line.
I know.
Well, I know I was sitting there last night, and when I watched it, I was younger. I didn't remember many of the lines except that, but I do remember Roy Shire telling his wife he's looking for the kids. He said they're out in the yard, and she said up here is yard. And he repeated to her, he said, so they in the yard right before they get in the car. She says that sound. He didn't
Boston.
say Boston. She said Amity. She said,
Boston.
no, that sounds like
Boston.
New York. So she
No.
Well, okay. What was the name of the mechanical shark?
I heard it yesterday, and I forgot it. Benny.
They had a name for the mechanical shark they used in the filming of Jaws. Anybody know it?
Tin Man.
Radio Land.
The Tin Man, the Tin Fish.
Man. No, not the Tin Man.
It's like a person's name, wasn't it, Mike?
Yeah.
I remember him. I heard that.
Jerry.
I
got no idea.
Bernie or
Bernie.
You're on the right track.
That would be different. Weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's.
That'd be different. be out there with the Sharks.
Benji,
surely somebody
Brett
knows
or
it.
something. It was
In Radio Land.
something with a B, wasn't it, Mike?
There was.
But I done forgot it.
You're skating around.
Bobby.
Barry.
Barry. Named it for Barry Switzer.
Because they were talking about how hard that he was the most stubborn. Because
he was the most stubborn one of the whole acting
getting
cast.
it done.
Yeah.
We're getting a little
off track.
No, we're getting some interaction here with the initials.
Okay.
One of them I know from Mike Painter. One of them I don't. I think we all know OBJ.
Yep.
Tell him, Brett. Y'all don't know?
Odell Beckham
Jr.
Yeah.
You're right.
GSP. That means Greenville Spartanburg to me as a
GSP.
former airlines person. GSP. Oh, no wonder I don't know him. At the bottom it says MMA fighter.
Oh, okay. No, we don't know that one.
That leaves me out.
Yeah.
Georges St. Pierre.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I knew Mike wouldn't lie. Thank you, Mike Painter. There are many out there, I think, you know.
I'm sure. I've heard one.
It's becoming more and more common,
relatively new PCA. Pete Crow Armstrong, the Cubs
PCA
outfielder.
Like Mike or somebody said earlier, Shea Gilgeous Alexander. You don't want to say that all night long.
No.
You know, it's definitely fitting for the. You know, here's something else that's happening more and more now too. Either junior is being added to the jerseys in sports, or a lot of hyphens.
Yeah.
In the jerseys in sports, more than I've ever seen before with two last names, just like Shea Gilgeous Alexander. Rodney knows of George St. Pierre. I'm not a fan of just watching people get their brains beat out.
No. Well, because you can use your feet. I mean, I can watch boxing.
I don't even watch boxing. I did back in the day.
I did too.
In the day,
back in the day.
Whatever the day was, but
80s, 70s.
What was the last boxing match that you really wanted to see? The one that, and I've never paid for one.
I haven't either.
You know? I've never paid for one because I have known people to pay for one and it didn't last a full first round.
That's right.
You know, you don't get any money back when it don't last a full first round. Now I know Brett has been to places before that people have bought it, right, Brett? You've seen a couple of these.
But it's been a while since I've watched a heavyweight fight.
I mean,
what was the last one you remember that you went to somebody's house?
Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
that was the one.
I
went somewhere.
McGregor crossing over
like
from MMA.
Has that been 15
years?
years?
No, it hadn't been that long.
10 maybe.
No, it's been about 5.
Yeah. Yeah, that was very hyped.
Yeah, I can't even think of the last boxing match that.
I mean, I hadn't really
honestly
followed a heavyweight until George Foreman's come back, and that was
Probably
a long time.
The one I really
Duran Leonard
made sure that I watched was Sugar Ray Leonard in the Olympics.
Oh yeah,
and that's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
But that is the one that I remember that I always wanted to watch him box in the Olympics, and I followed him a little bit in his pro career too, just
like
because
76 probably. Was when that Olympics.
That sounds about right. But
and there were some.
It just hasn't.
And there were some really good boxers on that U.S. team with Leonard.
Yes, there was.
Michael Spinks.
And it always come down between the U.S. and Cuba, who was going to.
Don't forget Teofilo Stevenson from Cuba.
Already did.
Yeah. He never got to box professionally, right?
Not that I know of. He boxed professionally for Cuba.
Who is the best? Who's the best heavyweight ever? Has Cuba ever had a champion in the heavyweight?
I don't think so.
Have they ever had a champion? I'm sure they've had a champion in some weight.
Wouldn't they say for never getting to participate, they thought he.
Yeah, Teofilo.
Yeah, but
he was like 6'7", or he was huge.
I love boxing movies.
Yeah.
More than the sport itself.
Yeah, and the Rockies got those started, right? Might say Raging Bull.
I love Raging
got
Bull.
them kicked off, but to really, I mean,
Rocky.
What is there? Rocky 39 now or something like that. We're way up there.
Yeah, well, it's all about Creed now.
Yeah, Creed. Michael B. Jordan has done what? How many Creeds? 2, 3.
2 or 3.
Is Sylvester Stallone's career underrated?
Yeah, you got to give him credit. Rocky was a franchise.
And he's done other stuff pretty well too.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know because
he was.
You aren't old enough to know.
Rambo.
No, I'm just saying. I think
Rambo
he gets
First Blood.
I think he gets the credit he deserves.
Do you?
So,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I just wondered. I really don't have an opinion one way or the other. It just seems like
Copland. That's my favorite Sylvester Stallone.
Is it
Yeah.
Copland? I've never seen.
Yeah, you gotta check that out.
I'll have to do that. Brett's put me onto some really good movies lately. I told you guys I watched the Dylan movie, Bob Dylan. It was great. And what's the other one you told me to watch?
Green Book.
The Green Book. Yeah, have you seen that, Mike?
No.
Oh man, it's really
good?
That's the one where the guy hauls around and.
Yep, it's about racism in the South in the '60s. It's what it's basically about, and it
Mahershala Ali.
The guy was a pianist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that now.
He said pianist is what Mike said.
I'll tell you the baddest of the baddest, though, before you guys' time. Charles Bronson, man.
Oh, yeah.
He was the toughest.
I loved all those, what were the name of the movies? He was just
Kill.
Yeah, but what was the name of the movies he was in?
Yeah, I know. Vigilante.
1, 2. That's it, but it was
Death Wish.
Death Wish.
That's it.
All the Death Wish.
All Death Wish movies.
Yeah, he was really good in that. Rodney says Fury versus Wilder got nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I remember seeing the promotions for that one.
You know what that sounds like to me? A good horse race.
Yeah.
Fury versus Wilder.
Now, who was the heavyweight from England? Current or has been around lately.
He also says Ali was the greatest, Tyson second, Frazier third.
Round goes Frazier.
And that is an opinion solely on Rodney there. But I don't disagree.
Nope.
Green Book is a very good movie, he says. Baby Driver in another good movie. Baby Driver is another good movie to check out. Baby Driver. Haven't
talking
seen
about
or heard
Driver,
of
I'll tell you a good movie. Drive with Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Do they play the Cars song?
I don't think so.
No.
You
know what song I'm talking about, Mike?
I do. Yeah.
Drive.
That's a good song.
Yeah,
you ever seen Fat City? It's an interesting boxing movie.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I'm gonna do this, and this is not coming from me. I'm gonna read this. It's from Butch. It says, "I know you guys aren't political, but I'll stir it up if you let me. You need to read up on the brouhaha between Catawba County Board of Commissioners, proposed takeover of Newton Conover City Schools, getting heated and testy." I didn't either.
I'll check it out though. That's it. Yep. That is interesting.
Butch also says on the next text, Welber from England. What are we referring to there?
Yeah,
he was asking about an English boxer.
Oh, Welber's from England.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that who you're talking about?
It may be. Yeah.
That didn't. Welber from England. No, I didn't. Wasn't 100% sure on that one. And I have heard I'll just be honest. I have heard nothing on the Catawba County / Newton Conover.
I've heard that.
Feud or whatever it may be right now. So, TBD, right? To be determined how that.
Well, you got what 3 systems
how that
in
one
Catawba?
turns out.
Is that right? The Hickory City Schools, Newton Conover, and Catawba County.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You don't see that much anymore.
You don't see it much anymore.
And there's 5 high schools under Catawba, I think it is. And then you got, like you said, Hickory High, Newton Conover High, and five. Tell me if I'm wrong. St. Stephen's, Fred T. Ford, Maiden, Bandy's, Bunker Hill.
Yep.
Is there? That's it, right? Yeah. I didn't leave one out. I don't.
Well, now Ardell County, Mooresville City Schools. I think they have their own system.
They do. There's a few of those still around.
Yeah, few.
Yep. But even places like Raleigh and Charlotte, they're just all the county, right? Wake and Mecklenburg, as far as I know.
Yeah.
But that's
how many charters are we up to now? Around 150.
692
They're everywhere.
Last check. Something.
Don Rebel says thoughts on Mark Walters' purchase of the Lakers for $10 billion.
Good question.
You got it. Spend it.
I don't know if he's wanting my thoughts because I don't really have any. But
this is the same guy.
I think it's kind of
that owns the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
I mean, he's
them.
in a group. Yeah, but he's not the sole owner of the Dodgers.
Where did his
fortune come?
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to know. Where did he? I mean, was he born into it, or did he? Does anybody know? I don't know. I don't know
either.
I think the person that got the best deal was not, what's his name, Mark
Walter.
The person that got the best deal was Jeannie Buss, because she collected $10 billion and still going to be working for the organization, right? What do you think her salary will be working for that organization? $5 million a year?
Yeah.
$10 million a year?
I don't know.
She made how much on the sale?
Well, I mean, it was a $10 billion sale. And why would you work? Why would you why do you want to keep doing something? Maybe she enjoys it.
How would that compare with the market value of the Cowboys? You say $10 billion for the Lakers.
It's not. The Cowboys they are the highest ranked football. But I don't think their price tag, the most recent one that came out, I don't think it was in that category.
No, $10 billion.
Who would be the second most?
I would think $3 billion maybe for the Cowboys, but
Magic Johnson's quote. Did you hear what he said about it?
No.
He said, "I knew it." He said, "Whenever I saw Boston was worth $6 billion, I knew the Lakers were worth 10."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And it's just.
Don says he's the co-founder of Guggenheim Investors. Which that still don't really mean anything to me. But I know since his group has taken over the Dodgers, they've been better.
Yeah.
So,
That's
he can't spend unlimited money on players with the Lakers like you can the Dodgers.
Yeah.
So that also doesn't mean that much. It don't.
Would you hear Magic's comment about Luka?
I didn't.
The leader has to
I
get
don't
in
think.
shape if you're going to lead a team. Kind of saying that he really that's his big problem, right?
Yeah, but I think I've already heard he's on the track for that.
That's what I heard.
Haven't you, Brett? That
he was working. He was trying to.
He's trying to get his body in much better shape. It's not easy, but he'll be thankful for it, for the
Yeah, and he's only 26
for the transition. Yeah, and he don't look 26 out there, does he?
No.
Yeah, it
never has.
No,
And to me, when he
looks
first
old
there, he
school.
looked-
if you're gonna give the guy the money, and I don't know what his salary is, but you can expect or even demand
it
that he get in better shape. If you want to stay on this roster, you're gonna have to do your part. I got nothing wrong with that, with asking the guy to get and he owes it to his teammates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
More than anything, you just owe it to your teammates. Whether you get a dime from them or anything, you just owe it to the teammates because he can be a better player. Let's face it, he can be a better player. Let's see. Butch says Wepner upset Mike Tyson in his prime. So maybe that name was Wepner because first time it
Chuck
corrected
Wepner.
it to
Chuck
Wepner.
Wepner.
Yeah.
The Bayonne waiter.
Wepner upset Tyson in his prime. He also said a lot better shape financially now that the Cowboys lost the $4 million lawsuit to the cheerleaders. I'm unaware of that one.
I am
I
too.
heard a little bit of something about that.
Did you?
But I don't know enough to.
Was it harassment or?
I just heard him.
Yeah, I don't know. What else could it be?
I don't know.
I mean, they can't be underpaid because you agreed to do it for whatever they.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want a lawsuit like that. If you claiming you're underpaid, don't take the job.
Right.
You know.
But I believe I'd heard that pay was going up.
Yeah,
I did hear that too.
Really?
That's
that
what
it was
I
going
heard.
up.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't have enough info to
Yeah.
tell you any more than.
I'm going to say the Cowboys were in the $1 billion category when it came out. The net worth. Maybe Brett can check on that and see. I was trying to think of who the second highest team was, worth wise in the NFL. You know, the Lakers kind of stand alone. Wow, Butch says underpayment was the issue.
It was the issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't, you know, I have different feelings about that.
It says the Cowboys are the highest valued franchise in the United States at $10.1 billion.
Okay.
Okay.
So by $100 million.
Barely above the Lakers.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they could have probably got 10.1.
Nowhere near that.
I thought it was around $3 billion or something.
Well, and just because you sell for a price doesn't mean that's your worth.
Yeah. It says the Lakers value $7.1 billion.
Okay. Yeah.
You overpaid.
Yeah, overpaid. You gonna sue?
They're number 8 on the list.
What if he's going to sue for
the Golden State Warriors are second, and the Los Angeles Rams are third.
Mm. The Rams are third?
That's what this list says.
You know what? I was thinking about this the other day. Monty, close your ears.
What does their brand new state-of-the-art stadium have?
Yeah.
I'm sure it had
a lot to do with that.
But think about this. That I want Monty to be. Monty's already texted me something here. Man, he was quick on that. He said Yankees come in at $8.2 billion. Okay, which leads me right to my point. The Cowboys and the Yankees are the two highest priced organizations in their sport and haven't won anything in half the nation's lifetime.
Yeah.
Yet they remain. I understand the Yankees a little more than I do the Cowboys.
The Cowboys had,
it's been 30-some years.
94? A long time since
last
94.
year, you know, so it's not.
Right. But, I mean, it's like
been 30 years.
Championships don't
Cowboys.
Championships don't mean anything to value.
Was the last year or 4?
That's kind of weird. That winning championships don't do anything to.
And they've hardly even sniffed. They haven't even sniffed the playoffs that much. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Mike Painter says, yeah, because in reality, Cowboys isn't worth anything. I just don't understand. First baseball team to surpass $8 billion.
Let's see this.
Well, Monty, 99% of that's got to do with where they are.
Oh yeah.
They're in New York City.
Yeah, it's got this list has the Yankees at number 4, Knicks at 5, New York Giants at 7, New York Jets at 9.
Yeah, the Jets being number 9, that explains it all.
Yeah.
You know,
city
because they're about 30th out of the 30 teams.
Yeah.
In overall record, yet they are valuable because they are in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Knicks. When's the last time the Knicks won? I guarantee you they're way up there on the list in value or worth. And they had. When is the last time the Knicks won a
70 something?
Yeah. So it's not related to winning at
73.
all. It's not related to winning at all. Which I got no problem with it, but it just doesn't.
Now, is Green Bay still the only team that's owned by the people? I mean, some type of collective or something.
Monty, check your record over the last 10 games. With all that payroll, you've won 3. He's sending me also 27-time world champions. Don't hurt. Yep. Let's see. Last time I checked, this millennium. 0.
Yep.
Haven't won one since 2000, and that's not actually considered this millennium.
When was the Red Sox last title?
Well, they've won 4 this millennium.
2018.
I knew it was pretty recent. 2018.
They've won 4. For years and years, I would have took the Yankees records and everything over Boston.
Mm-hmm.
But now, recency bias.
So Boston's won 4.
Boston's won 4. Yankees 0.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, name me another team that's won 4. Tell them, Lenny.
I don't know.
Nobody. The Giants have 3.
Yeah.
Give us a couple
My
years.
Giants had 2.
Brett says, give us a couple years. There's no doubt in my mind right now for the money. I don't know where they stack Yankees, Dodgers. Which one's the highest price? Which one's worth more? Number 1, well, it's not close. The Dodgers are a much more powerful organization right now than the Yankees. I mean,
Well, this list says the Yankees are worth $7.5 billion. The Dodgers are down at $5.4 billion.
yeah. Yep, I can see that. I was just trying to think of, football I like just because they try to make parity and make everybody equal, and they do a good job of it.
I do too.
And I
Well,
do understand.
I don't know what all goes into that, the value.
Yeah, that's a good question. What you'd sell for, I guess. It has to play a big part of it. What somebody could get for that organization. Yeah.
This actually has
like you were saying, like the Rams with their stadium. Some teams own the stadium, some don't. It's
this says the Rams stadium cost around $5 billion to build.
Yeah.
So that's what puts them number 3 overall. Their stadium's worth more than any other stadium.
Right.
Well, David, you said NFL is the best one to achieve parity, but look at our 2 finalists in the NBA, not big market teams.
No, they're not big market.
I don't know how
You're
unusual
right.
that is.
You're right. But I'm going to tell you something. It's going to be a long time to me. I may be wrong, but it seems like it's going to be at least 10 years before Oklahoma City does not play a factor.
Yeah.
In the
because they're young.
If they keep them.
Right.
Yeah.
If they keep those guys, because they got a really good nucleus that they add a piece here and there, and they're going to win some championships.
Well, if you look at big markets in the NBA, the Knicks, this was their first really good team in 25 years.
Yeah.
The Clippers have never been to the finals.
Nope.
The Bulls haven't been good since Jordan left.
Nope. And those are the big markets.
I'm gonna ask Monty again what I asked him last week.
The Nets.
Take Aaron Judge out of that lineup. How many games have the Yankees won? He said 15 last week. He might add to that this week because they had a terrible week. They had a terrible week this week, and it was because of lack of run production. Their pitching's keeping them in games, but they couldn't score runs. I don't understand it.
Judge has in the last 10 games 7 hits, 3 home runs.
In the last 10 games?
That's in the last 10 games.
That's a good home run number, but not a really good.
Not a great
hit number.
No.
So
19 strikeouts in the last 10 games.
So the problem with him is if he's struggling,
struggling,
where are they going to get offense?
Yeah, in the last 10 games, his averages went from 396 to 371.
But I told Brad, I said, but here's what the Yankees will do. They'll add 3 bats between now and the trade deadline. They'll go out there and they'll find some people that can help them score runs because they can afford it, And, I don't know. I'm a Red Sox fan. Red Sox can spend money too. They've got it. They won't spend it, but they've got it. But the thing is, I still, even my Red Sox suffered from it, I still like the NFL way they do things more than anything else. Monty said Judge had a bad streak of 10 games. Volpe is really struggling at shortstop also. I tell you, I don't think just the Yankees are struggling on defense. Every game I've watched this year, there's been some ridiculous errors. I mean, and there's also a lot of forgetting to cover first base for a pitcher.
Fundamental. The College World Series, there's been some really ugly defense
Sure has.
in that. And I've really enjoyed watching it, but it's still the games have not been
the
clean
game the
at
other
all.
night that LSU won over Arkansas.
Oh yeah,
Baseballs were flying everywhere.
Arkansas totally blew it.
They did.
Yeah,
they did.
What was that shortstop thinking?
Yeah.
I mean, you may not turn a double play,
It's a
but
perfect double play ball.
You turn it, whether you make it or not.
And that would end in an inning, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't there one out already?
Ended the game.
It would ended the game.
Ended the game.
Yeah.
Oh.
The double play would have ended it. They were up by 2.
Second out when he throwed to third.
Has he slept since? Oh my, that's painful.
Well, and it made it. It made the kid out there in left field. He looked like the bad guy.
Yeah.
But he should have never come to that.
Who's going to win?
I think LSU's going to win, but I hope I'm wrong. I'm pulling for Coastal.
I got no favorite in this. I like both. And if
since Brian Kelly went to LSU, I don't pull for them in anything.
I do, but he won't be there long.
Except women's gymnastics.
Why is that?
But I will say now, they are fearless. Coastal.
Yeah.
They don't fear nobody.
Yeah.
It would be awesome if they won 2-0 and kept their winning streak.
Yeah, it would.
To finish the season.
Now that part would kind of make me pull for Coastal. See if you can get a roster up for our next segment. I'd like to see how many are local. North and South Carolina players.
And by the way, guys,
Coastal.
It's not Chanticleers, it's Chanticleers. No, they'll correct you on that one.
Who will?
I don't know. The Chanticleer Nation will.
You bring lyrics, Lenny?
No, I didn't.
Mike, get yours ready. That's good. Yeah, I want to go ahead and get Mike's. Mine. I just haven't got mine pulled up. I'm going to read a message we got real quick here from Rodney.
What?
Rodney says bench set the bar in 1970 and needed 87 games to get there, while Cal Raleigh, let's see. Wait a minute, I didn't read them in order. I'm going to save that for after the break. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay.
I'm going to save that for after the break because Cal Raleigh is on fire.
Okay. You've got your mother in a whirl.
All right. We'll take our time out.
Buying a Bobcat is now easier than ever at West End Sales in Vail. Now get 0% APR financing. That means low monthly payments. Or you can get $1,200 instant rebates on selected models. Now is the time to buy. Like we said, it's easier than ever. Again, get 0% APR financing or get $1,200 instant rebate on selected Bobcat models at West End Sales at the Highway 1827 West intersection in Vail. Online at westendSales.com and like them on Facebook too.
The CF Moto Rev and Ride sales event is underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Get financing as low as 1.99% APR and rebates up to $1,500 on select models. And get the Suzuki King Quad for 0% financing for up to 36 months for qualified buyers, plus up to $1,600 in customer cash. But that's not all. It's Honda Bonus Bucks with up to $200 in bonus bucks on accessories, the Honda Care Protection Plan, or use it for your down payment. See Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
Century Drug in Boger City is the first pharmacy in the area to offer peace of mind for you, your caregivers, and for your family with a convenient poly pouch, strip pouch system, just like the one you've seen on TV. You'll receive all your medications once a month in a box that dispenses a convenient, easy-to-open strip pouch that is perfectly labeled for breakfast, lunch, bedtime, etc. Call or come by for a visit today. 704-735-2551. Century Drug, East Main Street in Lincolnton.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Lake Electric Company was founded in 1984. They are licensed in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Virginia. Safety and quality is first in everything they do. For all your electrical needs, serving Lincoln County, Catawba County, Burke County, Mecklenburg County, and all the surrounding counties. When it has to be done right, call Lake Electric. Let them take care of your family. Lake Electric Company, 4362 Providence Mill Road, Maiden. Call 704-483-4000. Online at lakeelectric.com.
Welcome back. Sports Talk. David, Lenny, Mike, Brett. A lot of messages rolling in. One I'm not sure if I'm supposed to read.
I wonder what Ned said in response to my
on the air.
Song lyrics. Did he?
Ned says, don't know Mike's trivia. Would have had to cheat.
I can give you the next line. That'll help. That'll help everybody.
Let Mike give it again, the first part.
You've got your mother in a whirl. She's not sure if you're a boy or a girl.
Well, that flipped things up on its
head.
That sounds like something that would come from the Kinks.
Well, you're not. Well.
Not the Kinkies, Mike, but the Kinks.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
they did. After all, they did Lola.
Yeah. Which is a great song.
Yeah.
By the way, it really is.
Cherry Cola.
I know how Mike is. If I say give a hint, because Mike will just tell you what it is. So
okay,
Brett,
I'll give you.
Brett's going to give us a hint.
Okay.
If he can. Is there a hint that you can think of? I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
I can give you a genre.
Yeah.
Well, the title is the same word twice.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a pretty good hint.
Yeah. Okay, now give the lyrics one more time, Mike. Since we know that is the. Then don't go any further than you did.
You've got your mother in a whirl. She's not sure if you're a boy or a girl.
Oh, I see it now. Butch has got it.
Butch got it?
Yep.
All right,
I feel confident in Butch because he does have the exact same word twice.
King's crazy too. It sounds like something David Bowie.
You are right on it.
Right on it.
Yep.
You're right.
But
so
I can't remember the
yeah,
song.
you can. You of all people in this room should.
Yeah, it's your lineage. It's you're right there in the heart of.
Where'd you go to high school? Let's just say it that way.
Oh boy, still can't get it.
I'll let him think on that a minute.
Yeah, he'll get it.
Butch got it. He says, "I'm hot." Well, that's a matter of opinion there.
I don't know, Butch.
And he's on fire getting these.
That boy is on fire today.
Yeah, thank you Phil Ayers. I wasn't going to read yours out loud. He said, "Yeah, keep it confidential," and I will. Let's see. I guess Mike is in the now.
In the now.
With June being Pride Month. That comes from Rodney.
Well, now, I wasn't really thinking of that, Rodney, but I guess you got a point.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's your mascot up there, Lenny?
Pride anthem, we could say.
Rebel, rebel.
Rebel,
rebel, rebel. Yep. David Bowie. Rebel, rebel. Yeah, I could.
Hey, babe, your hair's all right. Hey, babe, let's go out tonight.
A unique artist, to say the least, but a good one. I will say that. A very good one.
And then there's one line says, "Hot tramp, I love you so."
Okay, let me ask you this. These guys, I got a feeling these two guys are very different from each other. But do you like David Bowie better, or do you like, no, I can't think of his name right off the top of my head. I'll get in a minute. David Bowie or...
Boy George?
No.
Just saying. Bowie went through that.
Leave it to Mike, too.
He went through that androgynous phase.
Billy Idol.
No, David Bowie by miles.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, just the recording.
I wouldn't go by miles at all.
I wouldn't go by miles.
I'm a big Billy Idol fan.
I really like Billy Idol.
I do too.
Yeah, I like his music. I don't know if I like him. I like his music. Same way with David Bowie. I won't know if I'd like him.
Yeah, Bowie,
or not,
of course, his
like
recording history so much longer.
Yeah, he had a much better.
I mean, he started in the early 70s.
But
Bowie did.
But Billy Idol's still doing some commercials
now.
now.
He's still doing commercials. I mean, you got to love songs White Wedding.
What was he advertising in his? He had a commercial within a year or so. But what was he advertising? That's what I'd like to know.
Kind of
I can't remember.
Computer technology or something. But
yeah,
it was.
I don't look like that's fitting for him.
No,
that might be why they did it.
I remember out there. He's on the golf course, popping out behind trees.
What else besides, of course, White Wedding? Eyes Without a Face. That was more of a ballad. What else?
Rebel Yell. Is that why you're comparing the two?
Rebel Yell.
Might be.
Right.
I would never got that segment.
The Rebel
you said it.
Yeah. But yeah, I like them both. Of course, I just like people with longevity, and they've definitely done that. Let's see. Butch says, as a former employee of West Lincoln High School, I dare say that I never heard a Bowie song the entire 2.5 years I was there.
I get it. No, probably not.
I probably should leave that alone.
Not enough diversity on that campus.
I probably should not. I probably should just leave that one alone. For Butch's sake and our own.
Yeah.
So Mike's lyrics were David Bowie. Brett's lyrics this morning were
the
Youngbloods. And I'll give mine here in just a little bit. Mine, the only hint I'll give on mine is I don't think we've done one by this artist before.
Ooh.
And that's hard to find.
Yeah.
Now we've done this for so many weeks continuously, and 3 to 4 of us at a time. So
I can tell you every one I've ever done.
You got them all listed together.
I keep a list.
Well,
keep a list.
Your mom says I need that list too, so I don't cross over
Yeah.
to the same ones.
Mine are impromptu.
And then when I hear a song like during the week or something that I think I might want to do, I'll put it down at the very bottom of my list, and
that's a good idea.
Yes, it is.
Then decide later if I want to use it.
All the time during the week. I think
you don't have a list on me and Mike?
No, I don't. But I try to go off memory and not do one that either of y'all have ever done.
I like what Monty says here. We're talking about David Bowie. We've been talking about Billy Idol. He said, how about the Bowie and Bing Crosby duet, the Little Drummer Boy?
Well, that's right.
What year would that have taken place? Would that have been in the early 80s?
It had to be, yeah.
Maybe even earlier.
Maybe 70s.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember when he died. He was
Bowie? Or Bing?
Bing. So more. You could still do it, I guess.
Yeah, Bowie was about 10 or 12 years ago.
Yeah, and Bing, I don't remember what year they did that. Of course, it is, it's played a lot in the Christmas season. Played a whole lot during the Christmas season.
Who else did Bowie?
Sure.
I cheated here, Dave. At Billy Idol TV Work Day, some kind of computer software company.
Yeah,
that still doesn't really.
Nah. Yeah, I wonder how much computer work that Billy Idol does.
He's probably smashed some. I figure.
I know that Bowie has done a song with Mick Jagger, but I can't think of the title right now.
He did one with Queen too.
You're Not the Only One. He don't do that one with Billy Idol, does he? I don't even know if that's the name of the song that just rushed in my head. You know that song? If I say Rolling Stones, you're not the only one. Mike, do you know it? Lenny?
I don't know.
Under Pressure was the one he did with Queen.
Yeah. Under Pressure. Yeah. That's right.
I don't know. Maybe I've got them all wrong here. Dancing in the Street. That comes from Phil Ayers.
Yeah, that's right.
Dancing in the Street. That's exactly right. I remember it now. Monty says 1977 on that little drummer boy. 1977.
Bing was probably in his. Yeah.
Mike was 40.
It was 40 in 77.
Let's see.
2 years after Jaws came out.
I was beginning high school. Sorry, guys. It's a good group in here. I'm the second youngest. I don't get that many places. You do anything, Mike, where you're the second youngest?
Not often.
There's something good to be said about that, though. That's for sure. I wanted to look at some of the baseball stuff this morning. Obviously, we've been talking a little bit about the finals that get underway today. Brett, were you able to see how many North and South Carolina players are on that roster?
Yeah, well,
and
I didn't count them.
You said there's not many, right? You can name them. You can name them and tell where they're from, because I'd be interested to know.
Senior infielder Ty Dooley, Elgin, South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Blythewood High School.
Lugoff Elgin. You ever heard of that one? Lugoff Elgin. That used to be a high school down there.
Lugoff Elgin.
He's a Radford transfer.
Okay.
Walker Mitchell, infielder, Lexington, South Carolina, River Bluff High School. I got one from Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Allentown.
Let's see.
Not living here.
Lumberton, North Carolina. Colby Thorndike.
Something Robeson.
Started at. Yeah, it doesn't say. It just says Brunswick Community College is where he
Where's
came
the
from.
pitcher Morrison from?
Well, hold on a minute. I'll get there. Hayden Johnson, Myrtle Beach.
Okay. Not far away.
Wells Sykes, Gilbert, South Carolina. Started at the Citadel. Let's see here. Andrew Bowers, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina.
Mount Pleasant.
Started at Oceanside Collegiate.
What I've learned here is the prevalence of the transfer portal still exists.
Yeah.
Yep.
No matter what size school you are.
Chance Mako, right-handed pitcher, Salisbury, North Carolina. Started at NC
Although you
State.
won't see nearly as many transfers in the coastal.
How many signs in the bleachers say, better get Mako?
Yeah, better get Mako.
But it doesn't say where he went to high school. I don't know if it was Salisbury or one of the other
Well, they went out and got
schools.
Mako, didn't they? They didn't hesitate.
Darren Horn, Bluffton, South Carolina. May River High School.
Hilton Head there, Bluffton.
Mm-hmm.
How about LSU has a lot more transfers?
Luke Jones,
on their team.
Greenville, South Carolina.
Coastal.
J.L. Mann High School. Here's a Hudson Lance, Trinity, North Carolina. Westland Christian Academy.
That's a baseball.
And that's all.
factory.
Jacob Morrison, pitchers from Flushing, Michigan.
Wow.
Flushing. not New York, but Flushing, Michigan.
Not Flushing, New York.
And Mike, you said something that I kind of agree with, but I kind of disagree with.
So was that about 8 guys from North and South Carolina, maybe?
Mike said that LSU would have more transfers.
I think. Well,
but on the other hand, you've got to think the guys that they recruit with their program can play.
Yeah.
And maybe they don't have as many transfers that the guys that came in stuck it out there and didn't leave and didn't leave openings.
Probably don't have as many, but probably have more. What you would say, bigger names?
Yes,
bigger programs.
Yes,
transfer portals.
Yeah,
probably.
And contributors.
That kind of
maybe more contributors.
They're kind of program now where they can go in and handpick.
Right.
I want this guy, just like Paul Skeens, Air Force Academy.
Chance Mako's from East Rowan.
And the boy that Tommy White was at NC State. They just plug them in.
Who's from East Rowan?
Chance Mako.
Chance Mako.
East Rowan.
Yeah.
East Rowan. And that's the one we went to this year, right?
Yeah.
With North Lincoln, yeah.
Yeah. Started at NC State. Now at Coastal.
Monty's giving me some information, and he's making me throw this one in there. 1977 on that song. He said, same year Reggie Jackson hit 3 homers in a single game in the World Series.
Mr. October.
And named Mr. October. You need to bring him back. They need a spark of some kind. Gwinnett baseball roster. Let's see, what does that come from? The Gwinnett baseball roster. That's Butch telling me that.
Jerkson Profar.
Okay.
Is that what it's?
I don't know.
He's playing now for them because, he got signed with Atlanta, but then he got suspended 80 games. I think he was playing in Charlotte.
Big regular season game in Area 4 tonight at Fraley Field. Asheville at Cherryville. And that is correct. Cherryville 8-3 in the division. Asheville 8-1 in the division. Didn't they already play once?
Yeah,
Asheville
beat them 8-1.
Yep. Let's see.
It's about the first division game he played, wasn't it?
Right. That is a big game tonight. Also, let's see. Ned, you need to check on something for Mike and I, and Lenny, as far as that goes. Rooftop still available. That's what we need to know for our broadcast, which will be coming up very soon.
Well, to ask him about the platform going up. It's allegedly
I'm not going to put somebody on the spot for that. I just want to know if the rooftop's still available. Let's see. Rodney says 2 of my favorite Bowie songs, Let's Dance and Golden Years.
Yeah, good ones.
Yep. And let's see. I think there was something by. Yeah, I want to get back to Rodney in just a minute. Phil Ayers has a really good one here I like this morning. The NCAA has created the athlete-student. No longer called the student-athlete because we know student don't come first anymore. It's that, and that's, that's as long as it's equal for everyone, I'm okay with it.
Hey, these 2 teams both have a player from Blythewood High School in South Carolina.
LSU does.
Both teams do.
How
Both
about
teams
that?
have a player
Who's
from
got
the same high school.
Where is Blythewood? Any idea? What part of the
down
state?
Between Charleston and Columbia, I think.
Between North Carolina and Georgia.
Junior pitcher Zach Cowan from LSU.
Zach Cowan
is from Blythewood. He started at Wofford and then went to LSU. I was trying to see. Yeah, he just pitched in the last game. 5 1/3 innings.
Blythewood somewhere
against Arkansas.
Charleston and Columbia, because I've stopped.
No man's land.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Gas
yeah.
when I was in Charleston, and I've seen it nearby.
Hotter than Hades there, right?
Yeah, you've be hard pressed to find a place that's not this week.
I've always felt that Columbia was
it's hot.
Hottest
it
places
is.
I've ever been.
Columbia and North Carolina's is probably Fayetteville.
Yeah, right.
Columbia and Fayetteville maybe the 2 hottest places in each state. Let's see. I was trying to find here real quick the Major League Baseball standings. I want to go over those for just a minute. Trying to find, though, something. I told you I was going to hold off on Rodney's comment just a few minutes ago. Ned says that post 100 loss to Asheville, they were missing several players. I think it's for all the high school guys.
I believe it was the first division game when they played them. It
might have been, yeah.
Sunday, maybe?
He said it was state tournament with North Lincoln and graduation for a lot of schools on the night that they played.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's been that way. Yeah. Everybody should be with their final rosters now, obviously, at this point.
Got to throw this in there. Cal Raleigh is the only player at any level that I've ever seen in person hit a home run left-handed and right-handed in the same game, and that was against East Lincoln a few years back in the high school playoffs at Smoky Mountain High that we covered. And Rodney says Cal Raleigh, North Carolina native, broke Johnny Bench's record this week with the most home runs by a player playing primarily as a catcher before the All-Star break. He's got 29 home runs. Now, is he and Judge tied right now, or is that
ahead of Judge now?
Okay.
Maybe.
He says Bench set the bar in 1970 and needed 87 games to get there, while Raleigh passed him in just 73 games. Now, you want to tell you that is a really good stat, but Cal Raleigh, at his size, last I looked, had 7 stolen bases. How does a man that size and a catcher have 7 stolen bases? He may have more than that now. I mean, that was the last time I checked.
Motions well.
I don't know. You know his nickname, Mike?
Big Dumper. Big Dumper.
I want to see if Mike knew it. The Big Dumper. His nickname is because of his rear end.
Yeah. What was Bench's highest mark in a single season for homers?
I give up. What?
I don't know. That's correct. You mentioned
I'm going to say 48.
48? You think he was that high?
I don't know that.
Yeah.
It seemed like I remember one time 40. I always thought Tony Perez I'd rather see him come to bat than Bench.
Yeah.
44, 48.
45.
45 it was. What year would that have been? 75?
70.
70? That early?
70 he hit 45. 72 he hit 40. Those were his two.
Well, I sent y'all a text last week. You know that Raleigh got to 100 homers quicker than A-Rod or Griffey Jr. But some of that's because they were so much younger when they played early. They played early in their career before their body had matured enough. Right.
Real quick, I got some things here, some text coming in. Butch says, I was trying to find a picture from Gwinnett. I saw him pitch Thursday night against the Knights. And then he said, ignore that now. More important news, breakfast. Let's see. Ned says, construction near first base dugout not complete. Yes, sir, maintenance building roof is available. That's always good to know. Let's see. Judge has 27 home runs, and Raleigh was 29. Is that what it was?
Did you say 20? He must hit two. He must hit two last night.
He did.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, hit one against Boston. Was a grand slam, made 27.
So. Yeah, he hit 2.
Yep. Let's see. I'll tell you something off the air, Lenny, in a minute. We're getting ready to take a break. Cal's father, Todd, was the head coach at Western and Tennessee. I do remember that he was head coach at Tennessee. I think he was he might have been the head coach at Tennessee while Cal was still in high school. I can't remember.
His head coach was an assistant, and then I think he got fired, and that's when I think he was going to Tennessee, and then flipped to Florida State.
Florida State, yep. This is a great name here Phil has sent me. Zebby Matthews, pitcher of the Twins, also Smoky Mountain High School graduate. Zebby. I like that one. Let's see real quick. Yankees still in first place, 43-32, followed by Tampa, Toronto, Boston, and Baltimore. In the Central, it's Detroit. How about the Tigers? 48 wins. That leads the American League, 48-29.
I think it leads the league.
It may
Detroit,
do it.
I think.
Then they're followed by Cleveland, Kansas City, Minnesota, Chicago. In the West, the Astros starting to put some distance in there now between them and Seattle. Astros 44-32. Seattle, Texas, the Angels, and the A's. I will say this, though. Everybody in that division, with the exception, even the A's, I mean, they're probably better than we thought they would be at this point, 32 wins. But the rest of the division, still, the other 4 teams all compete for that division title at this point.
How about their Frisbee catching dog in the outfield? The A's. What's his name?
Was it Clark, wasn't he?
Yeah.
The guy that climbed the rock wall.
Last name was
But
Clark.
I saw a clip of some other catches he's made. He
he's
made one
good.
last night, too. Man. It was really amazing.
He's good. In the National League, the Phillies lead the East. The Mets did not have a good week in their last 10, 3-7 in their last 10. But the Phillies are on top of the Mets by just 1 game. Then come the Braves. Braves still got some work to do.
Didn't the Braves sweep the Mets this week?
They did.
They turned right around and got lost to Miami last night.
Yeah, they did. They were 11 games out. That's still quite a big number, especially when you got 2 teams ahead of you. Yeah. Then the Nationals and the Marlins. The Cubs lead the Central 45-30, followed by Milwaukee, St. Louis, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh. One organization we don't give enough credit is Milwaukee.
Yeah.
They are in the mix every
Quietly
year.
always in the mix.
They are. I mean, they're right there. I mean, they're in second place, but they seem to make the playoffs regularly. In the West, it's the Dodgers 47-30. The Giants did not have the greatest week trying to keep up with the Dodgers, 4-6 in their last 10. Then the Padres, the Diamondbacks, and the Colorado Rockies in the West. We're going to take a quick time out, come back and wrap things up here on Sports Talk. Thank you for tuning in. I guess, yeah, thank you for the reminder. I almost let it slip away there, Mike. Let's see if I can find them here real quick. What is going on with my screen? There it is. Don't look, Lenny. Don't look, Lenny. I'm going to give it to you real quick here. I want to tell you a story about the house rent blues. Back in a moment.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
What we have seen and heard, we proclaim to you also, so that you too may have fellowship with us. And indeed, our fellowship is with the Father and with His Son, Jesus Christ. 1 John 1:3. Come join us at Rhine Heights Methodist Church, located at 520 Madison Street, just up from Betty Ross Park. Sunday school at 10 and worship at 11. Follow us on Facebook. You are invited to worship and fellowship with us at Rhine Heights Methodist Church.
Western Steer Family Steakhouse in Newton has the best food around. Their buffet is like no other. Fried chicken, meatloaf, baked chicken, beef tips with peppers and onions, pintos and macaroni cheese, green beans, yams, and the best salad bar around. Hours of business Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Western Steer Family Steakhouse, 334 Southwest Boulevard, Newton. Call for takeouts at 704-325-3926. Like them on Facebook.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Piedmont of North and South Carolina since 1919. Sure, they deliver to your home with home heating oils. They'll help keep you warm, but they do a whole lot more. They feature bulk fuel delivery, on-site and commercial fueling, backup generator fueling, and farm and agricultural fueling. For home or business or farms, call on Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln, 704-735-2508. Online at rhodesandbill.com, located at 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook, too.
This is Creighton Kell with Kell Insurance. We have been helping people for over 25 years with all their Medicare needs. We represent the same national and local companies as the insurance agencies you see on TV. And you know what? We can sit down with you one-on-one and help you find the right plan just for you.
Kell Insurance is located beside the Cultural Center and behind Gillum Realty in downtown Lincoln. 107 North Cedar Street. Call 704-732-4646 and follow them on Facebook. Kell Insurance.
All right, welcome back here. Final segment of our show this morning. Butch, I'll give you a number shortly. Try to anyway. The number that you're looking for there. If my computer will open properly here, I do want to go a little bit through the last night's American Legion baseball scoreboard. Anyway, we'll go through the standings also. I will get back to my lyrics in just a minute too.
I have no clue, by the way.
Don't have any clue
No.
at all? Does anybody? I got some messages here. I'll be able to click on those in just a minute and see if any of those are guessing the. We'll see who looked it up and try guess the guess the artist. I'm gonna blame them for looking it up, right? Nah, it's one you just about have to know. It's not something you can give too many hints on. You know it or you don't. Let's see. Last night in American Legion baseball, Asheville played Hickory in a doubleheader. Asheville a winner in both games, 8-6 in game 1, 7-0 in game 2. Cherryville rolled over Burke County 12-2 in 5 innings. Did you see that one, Mike?
Yep.
Tell me about it.
No, I didn't see that
Okay,
one.
didn't see that one. Caldwell County and the Gaston Braves hooked up last night at East Gaston. The Braves won 8-6 in that one. Shelby took part in a tournament in Asheboro, supposed to play a team from Maryland. It looks like it was canceled. I don't know if that was rain or if they just canceled the whole tournament or what it might have been. On Thursday night, the Gaston Braves defeated Cherryville 11-7. Rutherford County and Shelby played in a doubleheader. Shelby winning both games, 4-1 in the first one, 5-2 in the second one. We'll go back to Wednesday here. Wednesday it was Asheville and Rutherford. Asheville winning 9-5. Burke County and Hickory. Hickory a winner 1-0 over Burke. Cherryville defeated Caldwell 4-0 in a shutout up at Caldwell. They had beaten Caldwell the night before as well, 12-9. Gastonia and Ashbrook. At Ashbrook, Gastonia playing the Gaston Braves, and Gastonia won 3-2. Seems like there's a lot more parity this year than there has been before. And Wilkes County falls to Shelby 10-0 and 1-0 in a doubleheader on that same night.
Can we say Shelby has pitching? Look at those slow
Yeah, I know.
scores.
Well, they always do. They always do throw some of the best pitchers out there. Today, Asheville at Cherryville, 7 o'clock. Gaston Braves at Burke County, 7 o'clock. And Rutherford County at Wilkes County at 7 o'clock. 3 games tonight in American Legion baseball. What you got, Lenny?
No, I was just looking.
Okay,
Just
I thought
looking over your
you
shoulder there.
was wanting to tell me something there. By the way, let's see. Ned, you are correct on the lyrics this morning. You got the group exactly right, and the you got the title of the song correct. Words, not the right order. Is that a hint? Is that a hint? That could be a hint.
Doesn't help me a bit.
Yep.
Read those again.
Butch says, my streak is over. No clue. Butch, you're going to be disappointed when you hear what it is. Oh, my. This is really interesting here. Okay. Cal Ripken home run last night.
Cal Raleigh.
Cal Raleigh. Cal Ripken, yeah. Cal Ripken did not hit one last night. Cal Raleigh's home run last night was off of the Zebby guy.
Was off of his.
Whoa, that is something.
His high school teammate.
Zebby Matthews.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Well, if they played together at.
Yeah, were they around the same age there, Phil? I'd like to know that, because that is incredible. That not last night, but he did homer. He said it wasn't last night.
Okay.
But he did homer off of him earlier in the year. Did they play high school ball together? That's our next.
Jackson County.
Yep. Is that it, Mike? Jackson County.
That's right.
Yep. Does Jackson? I've been there many times. Yep. Zebby is younger, he says.
Okay.
Well, that's not fair then, right? Jackson County, and he says no. Whatever our last question was, Phil says no. I can't remember.
What was that? Smoky Mountain High School? What was
Yeah, the only high school
in Jackson.
In Jackson.
Oh yeah, I think I should know what the other ones are. God, why can't I think of that? Tuscola is too far away. Tuscola and one other one are. Tuscola and Pisgah are in the same county.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Buncombe.
county that is.
Buncombe?
No.
No.
There's a
Haywood?
lot in Buncombe.
A lot in Buncombe.
Haywood.
It might be Haywood.
Probably is Haywood, because that's who he played for. Legion ball was Haywood
Yeah.
County,
Okay.
so it probably
Okay.
is.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can. This may be trouble here this morning, but I'm going to see if I can get back to my lyrics. Don't look, Lenny. We're going to give them again here and see if we can get somebody to come up with these. Want to tell you a story about the house rent blues. I come home one Friday, had to tell the landlady.
Yeah, I know it.
I done lost my job. Now you understand you understand the wrong order of the drinks involved.
Still don't get it.
Mike still don't get it. Yep.
Dang. Give me a decade. Anything.
60s or 70s. If
I can do without one of the three.
One of the three. The title of it, Mike, is it's three drinks. Think about it. One of these.
George Thorogood.
Yeah. One bourbon, one scotch, and one beer.
Whiskey, one beer. Okay.
I don't think whiskey's listed.
That's a good one.
Bourbon, scotch. Bourbon is whiskey, though.
Yeah.
But
Scotch is too.
Scotch is too, yep. Yep. I had a guy tell me a long time ago that if you don't want anybody to drink your liquor at a party, buy scotch.
They won't drink. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one, Dave.
Yep.
Song or advice.
The song coming out.
Cal Raleigh's 28 and Zebby Matthews is 25.
Okay. Sophomore when one was a senior.
Zebby Matthews, he
freshman
plays
when
for
one was a
who,
senior.
Brett?
Twins.
The Twins.
Okay.
How about that? Yeah. To me, it's incredible that a Smoky Mountain 2A, who knows what they'll be in the next realignment. They might be 4A.
Well, they've been 3A.
They've been 3A?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3A high school in North Carolina with two major leaguers. I like it.
Yeah.
You couldn't say that about most of the high schools in North Carolina, that's for sure. Jackson County actually has another high school, Blue Ridge. Yeah, I've heard of Blue Ridge.
Oh,
it's
yeah, Blue Ridge.
1A, no football. They've got less than 100 students, if I remember right.
Okay,
at
I
Blue
forgot
Ridge.
about Blue
Yeah,
Ridge.
I would have too. I would have never come up with it, but with
Well,
all
there's also a community college in Jackson County, but the name of it escapes me.
let me guess, Jackson County Community College.
No, that's not it.
If it's not, then
Haywood has one, don't they? Haywood Community College.
I would think just about all.
Haywood Tech.
Yeah, about all of our.
Be.
Yeah. Butch, are you not disappointed you didn't know those lyrics? That's all I want to say to Butch this morning. I thought he would nail those. Southwestern Community College.
Southwestern, that's right.
Southwestern Community College.
Yeah, I've seen the sign for it on my way to Cullowhee, to WCU's campus.
Yeah. What was the biggest news in sports this week? Anything? Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is still a Steeler.
No, it was.
He's been on the news quite a bit.
Shedeur Sanders clocked at
101
in a 60-mile-per-hour.
What do you think the conversation was like between him and Deion after that?
I wouldn't want to be a fly on the wall.
Oh, I'd love to be the fly on the wall and hear it. I just don't. I would not want to be the one that was taking the lecture, though. That was receiving the lecture.
Ooh, that had to be serious.
Because, I can't imagine that Deion just didn't almost crack. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that had to be tough.
Yeah.
I don't know what the thinking was there. I don't know what the thinking is with anybody that does that. But, you could easily lose your life. When you're going 100 miles an hour or more. Just a lot of different things can happen. You can hurt somebody else. You hurt yourself.
Sure
you just don't need to be doing. Who cares about the ticket? The ticket, that's one thing. I mean, they can take his license if they want. But I just I don't know what people are thinking when that happens or anything like that. But
mind your big story, personal trading of Rafael Devers to.
What'd you think about that, Lenny?
I didn't like it myself.
I didn't either.
And now he's willing to do anything for the Giants.
I didn't mind the trade, but has anybody played for Boston yet that they've got?
No, they're not going to.
I mean,
when they take the pitcher that they got and send him to the minors, he was in the major leagues. They trade for him and sent him down. They're not going to.
They're
not going to play.
And here's the one thing that really got my attention.
They got nothing.
How can you not demand their top prospect? In the minors,
right? They could have,
and he's a first baseman.
They could have.
And when you're needing a first baseman,
you didn't need to tell me that.
Yeah. Brett Etheridge or something. How can you not demand him?
They have all their faith in Casas, and I don't have much in Casas at all. And Casas, I do not trust.
Well, now Devers has already said he'll play anywhere the Giants want him to play, and that was not the case in Boston, right?
Well, that's what he said. He
he
said
wants to play defense, though.
He said later that if they had come to him at the start of the season and played first, he would have. I thought, well, you said you was hurt.
He is not a good defensive player. No. I mean, let's face it. He's
not a good 7 out of the last
player.
8 years, he's led the majors in errors at third base.
You see, last night, his first time up, he hit one to the wall. I was watching when that. Yeah. I did fall asleep.
But he did go 0 for 5. But
did he?
But he'll hit.
Oh, he's going to hit.
But he'll hit.
Yeah, he gets comfortable. He's going to hit. Yeah.
We need him to because they're already 4 games behind the Dodgers, or 4.5.
But I guess, David, the thing that really bothers me, I've sit here and watched. I know they've traded away 3 future Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
And what do they have to show for it? If you trade him, at least have something to show for it. And
do you think Devers will be a Hall? Is he one of the ones? I know
you're
talking about
Mookie.
Mookie.
If he plays long enough. I think he will.
Mookie will.
Mookie will. I think Chris Sale will be.
Chris Sale could be.
And then I think Bogarts is borderline. I think if he'd have stayed at Boston, he had a better chance.
Yeah.
I think, because he'd have got more.
Even if not Hall of Famers, franchise players.
Right.
They've traded away franchise players. I don't understand what the deal is. It doesn't make any sense.
How would you rate the Mookie trade among the worst trades of all time in baseball? I mean, how would you rank it?
I wish somebody. I don't even care about ranking it. I just wish somebody would explain to me the logic behind it.
Right.
I mean, I don't understand what they're trying to do. To me, it don't seem like an organization that would try to save money.
No, and they talked about building the future. Well, they traded all that future away, and now it seems like they're on that same pace again. We got all these young players, but You got to put some veterans around them.
Is Theo still involved? Epstein.
He's been hired, but I don't know what his role is.
He was an advisor,
Yeah,
senior
advisor,
advisor.
yeah.
But I can't imagine him giving that kind of advice.
No.
And then we found out later that the current GM, whatever his name is, I can't think of it, but
Breslow.
He just basically got pissed off and said, "I'm doing this."
Yeah.
Because Devers wouldn't communicate with him like he thought he ought to.
I thought the trade may. I even thought this a couple of days before. I thought he may be traded, but I thought this is something that'll happen at the end of the year. In the off season when you've got better offers on the table that you can sit there and say, well, we're not going to do that and wait it out. But to me, it's almost like they jumped. And you gave away.
Monty says the Devers trade was a statement move, but what kind of statement? We don't care to compete. That's the statement I got, was we don't care to compete.
Well, I agree with Monty from one point of view. A man making $313 million, and he says, I'm not going to play.
Right.
You ought to go park cars in
I
the
do
parking
agree
lot
with
if
that.
they ask you to do
That's
that.
right.
That I agree with.
Yep.
But you don't give him away.
Yeah.
That's.
Yep. Well, one thing they've got now, Lenny, you and I have talked about this, they got some money to spend.
But you got to spend it.
Yeah. They got some to spend with it, because they unloaded $250 million of that contract, right?
And one of the first things I would do is try to go ahead and lock up with an extension, Bregman, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah. The two guys they got are so injury prone.
Yeah.
That they got the last couple of years. What's the shortstop's name? Trevor Story, injury prone, and of course it's surfacing with Bregman.
Yeah.
Again, they're good players when they can be on the field. But what's the the best ability is availability.
When I first said one time I didn't include Sale as a Hall of Famer, but I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Because he's still relatively young. But here's what really kind of blew my mind. He's the quickest left-hander. He's the quickest he's the quickest pitcher to get to 2,500 strikeouts.
Really? The quickest.
Not by age, but by games.
By games.
Even Nolan Ryan.
Wow.
I didn't realize that.
He has always been a strikeout guy, and he's got a funky delivery.
Yeah.
He's just,
he just went over that this year, that 2,500, sometime a month ago maybe.
The greatest
He was
thing
the quickest
ever about Chris Sale to me is when he was with the White Sox. And they brought in those short pants uniforms like the White Sox used to wear that looked like tuxedos.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he did with them, Mike? Do you remember that?
No, what did he do?
He cut them up with scissors. He wasn't having no part of wearing those things. They cut every uniform in there. He cut up with scissors, so they wouldn't have to wear them. That's pretty good. I like it. I like the guts.
And I know it's about time to go. Brett, what'd you think about the Dodger Padre, the hit batters and all that? It's been pretty heated this week.
I don't like the hit batters, but I like that they don't like each other. I think there needs to be more animosity in sports. Too many friendships right now.
I asked Butch, was he not upset because he didn't know those lyrics? His answer was, hell yes, because I could have written those. One bourbon, one scotch, and one beer. Thanks for tuning in this morning. For Mike, Lenny, Brett, I'm David. We'll see you next week.